Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. This second video lecture of week first for the course Biostatistics 1 is the continuation of my previous first video lecture of week 1. In this second video lecture, today we are going to learn about the graphical representation of data.
Graphs, we usually use bar graphs. So this is very important to know about the bar graphs. A bar graph, also called bar chart, is a graphical display of data using bars of different heights. A bar graph or chart that uses either horizontal or vertical bars to show comparison among categories. So this graph is used for the representation of a data. Bar chart is useful for comparing classes or groups of data. In bar charts, a class or group can have a single category of data, or they can be broken down further into multiple categories for greater depth of analysis. Now you see over here, this is a bar chart. In the bar chart, we have two axes. One is the vertical axis and other is the horizontal axis. At the horizontal axis, show the specific categories being compared. And at the vertical axis, represent a discrete value. These are the discrete value of the data, and these are the qualities, these are the categories of the data. So we can use different colors for different categories. Suppose number of students having A grade represented by red color. Suppose 19. There are 19 students which have A grade, and number of students of B plus grade. So the B plus grade students about, for example, 85. So number of B plus students represented by this color. And similarly, this is category C grade, and this another category C plus grade. Now types of bar charts: single vertical bar charts, stack vertical bar chart, group vertical bar chart, and horizontal vertical bar chart. Single vertical bar chart and horizontal bar chart, group bar chart and stacked bar graph chart. A single vertical bar chart. Single vertical bar graphs are used to convey the discrete value of the item for each category shown on the opposing axis. So dear student, you see over here, this is a single vertical bar chart. At the x-axis, I present the years 1990, 1991, 1992, 1993, 1994, 1995, and 1996. And at the vertical axis, I have present the error rates and percent. Suppose in 1990, the error is 0%, 0%, and suppose 1990 the errors is above 10%. Suppose this is 11%, and in 1991 the error is suppose 10%. You see over here comparison of 1991 and 10%. So in the x-axis we represent the year, and the vertical line we represent the errors. So there are vertical bar charts are used to convey discrete value of the items for each category showing on the opposite axis. This is actually the comparisons of the two items. One items is the year and the other item is the error. So the comparison between the years and the errors are represented by this vertical bar chart. Now horizontal bar chart. In horizontal bar chart is possible to draw bar chart so that the bars are horizontals, which means that the longer the bar, the larger the category. In the horizontal bar chart, no errors is on the vertical bar chart, and the errors is on the vertical bar. The errors on the vertical bar chart and the errors on the horizontal axis. So it is possible to draw a bar chart so that the bars are horizontal, which means that the longer the bar, the longer the category. Now, what is a group bar chart? A grouped or clustered bar graphs is used to represent discrete values for more than one items that share the same category. A group bar graphs is used to present the discrete value of more than one items that share the same category. You see over here, this is a group bar chart. For example, in the first quarter, we have a group of these three, and in the second we have a group of these three, in the third we have a group of these three, and the fourth we have a group of these three. Sometimes we have a large number of categories, so if we distribute the categories in some group, then if we represent these group by the charts, then the charts will be called group bar chart. And you will see all these types of charts with an example in the coming slides. Group bar charts are a way of showing information about different subgroups of the main categories. But care needs to be taken to ensure that the chart does not contain too much information, making it complicated to read and interpret. Now, stacked bar chart. Some bar graphs have the bar divided into subparts that represents the discrete value of items, which represents a portion of a whole groups. You see over here, this is the stack bar graph. There is some little bit difference between the group bar chart and stack bar charts. You see over here, this is also a group, this is a group, this is a group, and this is the fourth group. Now, how to create our bar chart? These sentences are very important for the creations of a bar chart. First of all, determine the discrete range. For the discrete range, examine your data to find the bar with the largest value. This will help you determine the range of the vertical axis and the size of each increment. And in the second stage, determine the number of bars. Examine your data to find how many bars your chart will contain. Use this number to draw and label the horizontal axis. Now, determine the order of the bars. Bar may be arranged in any order. A bar chart arranged from highest to lowest incidence is called a Pareto chart. And draw the bars. If you are preparing a group bar graphs, remember to present the information in the same order in each group. Now you see over here, this is a main difference between the bar graph and the histogram. The bars in bar graph are usually separated. In bar graphs, the bar are separated. The way by which we draw bar graphs, you see over here, these are the bar graphs, and the way by which we draw histogram, the bars are adjacent to each other. This is the main difference between the bar graph and histogram. In histogram, the bars are connected, the bars are adjacent to each other, and in the bar graph, the bar are separated. Now, for example, create a bar charts for the following fruit data set. These data sets are stored in a fruit data set. For example, you see over here, these are the fruits: apple, pear, peach, orange, kiwi, and melon. And these are the months. And this is the total sold for all fruits: apple in these 3 months, pear for these 3 months 156, peach for the 3 months 140, orange for all these 3 months 167, and kiwi for all these 3 months 120, and melon for all these 3 months 1 and 1. Now how to present these informations by bar chart. In bar chart, suppose one factor bar chart using bar. First of all, write the name of the apples. Suppose we want to present the apple on the horizontal, and we want to the number of sold on the vertical. And you see over here the number of sold, the largest value is this sold data is 172, and in the smallest value is 11. And you see over here the largest value, you see over here 180, and we start from 0. Now April sold. April sold for all these 3 months is 172. You see over here April, suppose this is 180 and this line represent 172. You see over here. Now similarly pair represent 156, and now this is the pair. Pair, this is a 150, and now suppose this point represent 156. This is 156. And similarly the peach is represented the sold price 140, total sold 140. So pair 140, 120, and this line represent 140. So this is the bar chart for the data by using one factor. So using symbols, we can use the symbols like you see over here, symbol of circles: apple, pear, peach, orange, kiwi, and melon. First of all, use different colors if you want to represent the quantities by different colors. So we can use the colors, we can use the symbols. So how to represent the data by one factor bar charts, and now how to represent the data by two factor chart. This is actually group. Now in the April, amount of all fruits in April, this group represent the amount of all fruits in April. This group represent the amount of all fruits in May, and this group represent the amount of all fruits in June. This is actually called group chart. And you see over here in the previous slides, in all the amounts, the largest amount is 85. So this is the largest amount, and the smallest amount is 17. The smallest amount is 17. So you see over here in this slides, this slide, the largest amount is 90, and the smallest start from 0. So first of all, check your data, the smallest result and the largest result, and then put the results on the vertical bar by using some groups, for example 0 to 15, 15 to 30, 30 to 45, 45 to 60, 60 to 75. So there are 15 gap in each class. Now overlaid bar graphs. This is the overlaid bar graphs. This is stake bar, and this is the overlaid graph. So stake bar and overlaid graphs are little bit similar, and the overlaid graph we arrange from smallest to largest. This is actually we arrange from smallest to the largest value. Apple is the largest amount in the April. So similarly, this fruit, this color represent, you see over here, this color represent the origin. So origin is the smallest, largest amount. Orange is the largest amount. You see over here, orange is the largest amount. So the largest amount is on the top in each group, and you see over here, this is the stake bar graph. In stake bar graph, we also use the group, and in the overlaid graph, we also use the group presentations of each fruits, each categories. Now pie charts. Most common way of presenting data, the value of each category is divided by the total values and then multiplied by 360, and then each category is allocated the respective angle to present the proportion it has. It is often necessary to indicate percentage in the segment as it may not be sometime very easy virtually to compare the areas of segments. Now you see over here, this is the pie charts. World populations, developing countries 26%. This color represent the developing country. You see over here, this purple color represent the developing country, and this represent the development country, and this represent other development countries. So 26% represent this, and 74% represent this development country. Now pie chart. A question for the pie chart. In DHQ hospital, 120 doctors are working, 60 doctors went to Lahore and attend a workshop, 20 doctors went a long leave, and 30 doctors were retired. So how to represent these data by a pie chart? First of all, represent different colors for different categories. Doctors went to Lahore. This color represent doctor went to Lahore. So you see over here, this color is most area, and this color doctor retired, and this color represent doctor on leave, and this color represent working doctors. So working doctors, you see over here, this is the working doctors, and we see over here 60 doctors, 120 doctors are working, 60 doctors went to Lahore to attend a workshop, 20 doctors went to a long leave, and 30 doctors were retired. So you see over here, this is the pie chart. So dear students, note that how to present a data. First of all, convert the data from the raw position to the other position, which is called the secondary data. And for the simplest form, write the data in frequency distribution form. In the most simplest form is the class interval. Actually, we have data in the first stage without frequency, without grouping. So the second simplest case is the frequency distribution case, and the most simplest case is the uh, group frequency distribution case. So note the rules for the group frequency distribution. Take number of classes. Class interval will be uniform for each class. For from start and at the end of each of the classes of the method, we are independent to start from which number to end at which number. But interval in each class will be uniform. And similarly, we can present the data by some graphs like you see over here in the previous slides. We can use bar graphs, histograms, and this is an examples. Bar graphs have some example: vertical bar chart, horizontal bar chart, and another graphs overlaid bars and staked bar charts. And similarly, pie charts is also a graphs for the representations of data. Now this is the end of this segment. Thank you.